long do you actually need to let a brisket rest? So let's just kind of back up some. So let's assume you actually cook the brisket to about 200 degrees in internal temperature and it probe tender. So all the collagen inside of the meat rendered down, it's super juicy inside. One of the things you do not want to do is slice into it immediately because you need to let it rest. Because you think like all the juices in the meat are piping hot at about 200 degrees Fahrenheit. And if you slice into it, then all that's going to just evaporate, and then you're going to be left with a dry cut of meat, even though you pulled it at the right temp. So as far as like how long to let it rest, personally, it doesn't really matter as far as like the length of time. I like to err on the side of caution and do it for several plus hours, but that's just because I hold it in an oven, which is an insulated box, and it slowly lets the internal temperature come down. Same thing applies for like a cooler of some kind, but if you're letting it sit on the counter, you just really want to leave the thermometer in there and monitor just like you did as it rose in temperature. You want to let the meat come down in temperature to about like 160, 165 or so. And then at that point, you're probably ready to slice into the meat. So all this to say, like, there's different time zones as far as like how long you should let it rest and stuff like that. I would honestly just focus though more on pulling it at the right temp off the smoker and then cutting into it at the right temp as well. So don't think of it as far as like how long to let it rest. Think more so on what internal temperature you should let it rest to, if that makes sense.